While the retail market remained hyper-focused on high-flying technology stocks, institutional capital quietly began repositioning for a structural shift. The recent surge in crude oil prices has sent a clear shockwave through global markets, forcing investors to completely reassess their inflation expectations. With U.S. President Donald Trump signaling a highly dynamic approach to trade and tariffs, the path for interest rates is suddenly looking far more complicated. We are no longer just talking about a temporary bounce in energy prices. This is a fundamental challenge to the prevailing market narrative. To understand where capital is finding shelter, we have to look closely at the structural moats of the world's largest energy producers. ExxonMobil and Chevron have spent the last 5 years transforming their business models. Instead of chasing expensive production growth at any cost, they focused heavily on Tier 1 acreage in the Permian Basin. This geographic concentration gives them an incredibly low cost of supply. This operational shift means they can remain highly profitable even if oil prices experience short-term volatility. But that is only part of the story. If we look at Occidental Petroleum, we see a company that has built a highly specialized niche in enhanced oil recovery and carbon management. Occidental has aligned its long-term strategy with direct carbon capture, creating a dual-track mode that appeals to both traditional and ESG-conscious institutional capital. With significant backing from Berkshire Hathaway, Occidental represents a direct play on domestic energy security. This structural setup provides a unique cushion against broader market turbulence. Here's where the margin metrics become interesting. In recent quarters, both ExxonMobil and Chevron have delivered incredibly robust free cash flow numbers, even when oil prices hovered in the mid-70s. This cash generation is the direct result of capital discipline. Their upstream extraction costs have fallen dramatically, allowing them to expand margins in a way we haven't seen in previous cycles. This resilience on the balance sheet is what captures the attention of portfolio managers during macro uncertainty. Now look at how these companies are managing cost inflation. While general corporate margins are being squeezed by rising labor and raw material costs, the energy majors have neutralized these pressures. They have done this by integrating their downstream refining segments with their upstream production assets. When refining margins contract, upstream profits often expand, and vice versa. This integrated model serves as a natural hedge, protecting the consolidated bottom line from sudden swings in the economic cycle. The next signal comes from management's capital allocation strategy. Both ExxonMobil and Chevron have committed to returning massive amounts of capital to shareholders through dividends and share buybacks. Chevron, for instance, has consistently prioritized its dividend growth, signaling to the market that its payout is safe even in a lower-for-longer commodity environment. This focus on shareholder yield marks a massive departure from the debt-fueled exploration binges of a decade ago. Similarly, Occidental's management has focused heavily on corporate guidance and balance sheet repair. After acquiring Underco and Crown Rock, the primary focus has been aggressively paying down debt to protect the investment-grade rating. This strategic deleveraging process is highly critical. It significantly lowers the company's cost of capital and enhances earnings visibility. For institutional investors, this disciplined execution represents a highly attractive risk mitigation pathway. That leads us to a bigger question regarding global industry context. Geopolitical volatility in key transit corridors has introduced a structural risk premium that is unlikely to disappear overnight. Shipments through key transit points remain highly vulnerable to disruptions. At the same time, OPEC Plus continues to exercise high market discipline, restricting supply to maintain a solid price floor. This backdrop of restricted global supply makes high-quality domestic assets incredibly valuable. The macro environment is where everything connects. A rising oil price acts as a direct tax on the consumer, pushing transportation and manufacturing costs higher. This dynamic directly threatens the Federal Reserve's path toward lower interest rates. If inflation remains sticky, we could see a higher-for-longer rate regime persist deep into the year. That is a scenario where traditional growth stocks with elevated valuations are highly vulnerable to deep valuation compressions. Of course, this outlook is not without its vulnerabilities. The primary near-term risk to this thesis is global demand destruction. If central banks are forced to keep interest rates restrictive to combat all-induced inflation, we could see a sharper global economic slowdown. A deceleration in industrial activity, particularly in major manufacturing hubs, would quickly weigh on global energy demand, putting downward pressure on crude prices and testing even the most disciplined corporate balance sheets. We also have to watch the supply chain closely. Oilfield services giants like SLB are reporting that while upstream operators remain disciplined, the cost of specialized labor, high-tech rigs, and advanced drilling technology remains elevated. If service inflation rises too fast, it could begin to eat into the margins of upstream producers. This dynamic makes the operators' operational efficiency and technology partnerships highly critical for protecting free cash flow. This leads us directly to a major valuation reassessment. When we look across the current market landscape, we see a stark divergence. Many technology companies are trading at historical extremes, requiring near-perfect execution. Meanwhile, energy majors like ExxonMobil and Chevron are trading at very reasonable valuations while offering solid dividend yields. This valuation gap is why we are starting to see institutional capital rotate out of high-multiple growth into cash-generative real assets. The multi-year thesis here rests on a basic physical reality. The global energy transition will take much longer and cost far more than initially projected. Hydrocarbons will remain a critical part of the global energy mix for decades to come. Companies that can extract these resources at a very low cost, while maintaining stellar balance sheets, will act as natural compounding engines. This structural reality makes them excellent defensive anchors in a highly volatile macroeconomic environment. From a tactical standpoint, we are placing a breakout watch on the broader energy sector and high-quality operators like Occidental. Their strong technical consolidations beneath multi-month overhead resistance suggest significant positive volatility expansion could be ahead. On the other hand, we have a trim consideration on overextended growth segments where valuations are completely detached from underlying cash flows. Protecting your downside in this environment requires active exposure management. As global markets adapt to this new era of sticky inflation and shifting geopolitical dynamics, high-quality real assets are proving to be indispensable. Navigating this landscape requires institutional-grade research and a clear focus on corporate fundamentals. For more deep-dive analysis on structural trends and portfolio positioning, make sure to subscribe to SR Money News. Hit the notification bell to stay ahead of the curve. Let us know your thoughts on the energy sector in the comments below.